Who will vote for Dr.P.O.P.A to be the first democratically elected president of Black America? I'm ready to be presidential. The Prince of Pan-Africanism is ready to be presidential. What will I do as president of Black America? First of all, I'm going to outlaw all weaves and perms. I'm outlawing weaves, perms, and European hair color. As president, as your first democratically elected president of Black America, I'm outlawing weaves and perms. I'm outlawing the snow bunny crisis. If you want to participate in the snow bunny crisis, move out the hood. Move out the hood. Black America, the police force must be predominantly Black if the people are predominantly Black. Oh yes, all white Jesuses must be removed from the Black church. There can be no non-African pictures of your deity on your church walls. Oh yes, all high schools must reinstitute the industrial building trades. And I'm speaking of the entire menu of industrial building trades. Carpentry is back. Electric is back. Plumbing is back. HVAC is back. Roofing is back. Masonry is back. Welding is back. Computer networking is back. Oh yes. And they will graduate with their state license upon graduation. Certification track programs, the skills that pay the bills must be put back into the high schools. Oh yes. Black businesses must donate 15% of their income to be designated as a Black business. If you don't designate 15% of your income back to the Black community, you're not considered a Black business. I don't care how many Black people own it. If you're not giving back, you're not a Black business. We will also build Black cemeteries. Black people, we need our own cemeteries like we used to have. All Black cemeteries so our ancestors can stay together and we can properly honor them around the year with the appropriate African cultural rights. We need Black cemeteries. Oh yes. Oh yes. Sexual majority age goes up to 21. Oh yes. Sexual majority in the Black community will be age 21. It will not be 16 as it currently is in most states. It will not be 18 as is the age at which the white man says you are an adult. Sexual majority is 21. That means you're not dating anyone under 21 if you are over the age. If you are 21 and over, you're not dating nobody unless they're 21 and older. These are the rules. In order to be called a Black bank, you must be creating 10% of your revenue must be going towards the creation of Black businesses. Oh, yes. We are pushing for any police that kills an unarmed Black person unjustifiably will be charged with a hate crime. Any police that kills an unarmed African will be charged with a hate crime. We will build a Black Wall Street in every predominantly Black city in America. Black bank, Black hospital, Black supermarket, Black school in every single city. Historically Black colleges are required to operate a school. Historically Black colleges are required to have a bank. Historically Black colleges are required to have a farm. Historically Black colleges are required to have a small business development incubator, required to call yourself an HBCU. All Africans must learn an African language. If you live on the planet Earth and you are African, you should be able to speak at least one African language. We're going to redo the National Smithsonian African American Museum. We're going to redo the National Smithsonian African American Museum in Washington, D.C., because it is a disgrace. It is a disgrace. They will no longer sell slave diet in the cafeteria of a $500 million museum. I said they will no longer serve slave food in the cafeteria of a $500 million museum. Instead, they will serve the dishes that African people ate before slavery. We will give them classical African cuisine from the various ethnic kingdoms from which the enslaved African community came. There will be an entire exhibit on the contribution of Black women to the revolutionary struggle. There will be an entire exhibit on HBCUs. There will be an entire exhibit on our fight against miseducation, an entire exhibit on our fight against mass incarceration, an entire exhibit on Black inventors. Oh, yes. An entire exhibit on Black coons, bourgeoisies, boulets, and bootlickers. There will be an entire exhibit in the Smithsonian National African American Museum on coons, bootlickers, boulets, and bootcapers. We have to tell the history of Black people who have fought against Black liberation. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, brothers and sisters. It is important that our children learn that there's an entire army of Negroes whose job is to keep the white power structure in place. Oh, yes, we will. Oh, yes, we will. Oh, yes, we will. Oh, yes, we will, brothers and sisters. There will be a whole exhibit on the history of the Black man's oldest political ideology, and that would be none other than revolutionary Pan-Africanism. That would be none other than revolutionary Pan-Africanism. That will be none other than revolutionary Pan-Africanism. There will be an entire exhibit on gentrification. Oh, yes, ethnic cleansing in America's inner cities must be exposed. We're going to talk about gentrification in Shreveport because Shreveport is about to get hit with gentrification. I'm going to talk about it today at Booker T. Washington High School. Hit the Cash App, $ FDMG School. Hit the Cash App, $ FDMG School. Hit the Cash App, $ FDMG School. Hit the PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Hit the PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Louisiana, I am here. Eastern Texas, I am here. Western Louisiana, I am here. Shreveport, the Prince is in your town. And I want some soul food after my lecture tonight. I'm in Louisiana. I better get me some soul food tonight. Oh, yes. I don't care if it's vegan soul. I don't care if it's down south soul, but I want me some beef ribs. Oh, yes. I want some mac and cheese. Oh, yes. I want some homemade potato salad. Oh, yes. I want some deviled eggs. Oh, yes. I want some candy yams. And most of all, I want my greens with the turkey juice. Can I get that? Where my Louisiana queens at? Where my Louisiana queens at? Where my Louisiana queens at? I want some soul food post-lecture tonight. Shreveport, I am in the building. Let's get it started. The doors open at 3:30. The doors open at 3:30. There will be some opening acts. I'm going to blaze the mic at 4:30. Take some questions at 6. Start signing books for 6:30. It's the Prince. It's free. You don't need tickets. I want the whole hood. I want the whole state of Black Louisiana to be at Booker T. Washington High School. September 10th, 2022, FDMG Festival number 2. September 10th, 2022, FDMG Festival number 2. September 10th, 2022, FDMG Festival number 2. This is the Prince. I got to go get ready. I'm going to see everybody at Booker T. Washington High School. It's 2 o'clock. I will be on the microphone at 4:30. I have 2 hours and 20 minutes to prepare for the most important Shreveport, Louisiana, King Kong Consciousness, Dr.P.O.P.A, Notorious RBG debut lecture and book signing.